Rage quitting is something that you're going to encounter sooner or later, regardless of where you play your games or what genre of game you enjoy to play. Personally, I've been playing games for well over a decade now, and rage quitting is something that I still struggle with to this day. But in this video, I hope I can bring you some tips and some advice on how to learn from your mistakes when you're playing your games. And instead of rage quitting so much, you can just examine them, understand them, and improve because of that. With all that being said, I hope this can be informative. I hope this can help you out, but let's do it. Like I mentioned, I've been playing video games for over a decade now, and rage quitting is something that, believe it or not, I actually still struggle with to this day. And it wasn't until I actually started playing Titanfall 2 in 2016 that I really tried learning new ways to play the game. Keep in mind, even though I've been playing Titanfall 2 ever since it came out in 2016, it wasn't until summer of 2019, last year, that I actually tried to learn how to change my gameplay style, and I started challenging myself by trying to learn how to do things like slide hopping and learning how to properly use grapple to play in the quickest pace possible with my current skill set at the time. Now, even though I've been playing Titanfall 2 ever since it came out in 2016, like I mentioned, it wasn't until last year that I tried to learn how to actually change my gameplay style. Prior to summer of last year, I had been playing the game in a good way. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I was horrible at the game or I didn't know what I was doing, but I was trying to always play the game like other shooters that I had played in the past, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, for example, even games like Battlefront. I tried playing Titanfall in that type of style, like a much more slower pace, much more defensively, using guns like the Spitfire, using tone. Overall, if I'm going to be honest, I was playing like a bitch because I really hadn't taken the time to learn how to play Titanfall in a quicker pace, which in my opinion is the best way to enjoy the game. I mean, yes, you can very well play Titanfall 2 in a much more defensive style, and you can definitely play it with a much more similar style to Call of Duty or Battlefield, like taking your time, really leaving your boots in the ground type of stuff. But if you really take the time to learn Titanfall 2, and if you really take the time to learn how to use things like grapple or learn how to use abilities like stim, and if you learn how to play the game in a quicker pace, personally, I feel like that's the better way to enjoy it. But when I first started challenging myself with Titanfall 2, I started watching tutorials from people like Iniquity, people like Tony Mo, and even though I had already been a fan of Tony Mo for a few years prior to last summer, I started watching his videos again, and I started watching his style of how he plays Titanfall 2, the same with Iniquity, and I started thinking, I want to play like them. I want to be that good. I want to be that guy that can use grapple and zoom around the map and completely outmaneuver my enemies, completely leave them, outsmarted and wondering where I am, and by the time they realize where I am, it's too late because I already killed them. Like, I wanted to be that good. So I started challenging myself. I started watching tutorials. I started doing private matches, which, keep in mind, I had never done that before. For me to actually take the time to go into a private match and try to learn a game in private matches, whether it was me by myself or me with a buddy of mine, because I have a friend who also plays Titanfall 2 with me. I mean, I had never done that before. To actually go to that extent of trying to learn the game so badly that I just wanted to do private matches over and over again to really learn the game properly and then bring that into the actual real game in matches, I had never done that before. So it was something new to me. It was something that was honestly a lot of fun because it was a challenge. And that's what I'm trying to push with this video. The point is not getting mad that you're always losing, but taking the time to understand why you're losing, taking the time to understand, okay, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And maybe what is it that I'm not even doing at all? Because with Titanfall 2 especially, if you've taken the time to learn the game, and if you're a fan of the game, you know that that game has a very unique gameplay style. There's so many different ways to learn it with the abilities, with the tacticals that are offered to you, and there's so many ways that you can learn how to outmaneuver and outsmart your opponents if you really take the time to learn the strategy and learn the abilities that are given to you in that game. And moving on a little bit from Titanfall 2, I want to talk about Call of Duty, because as much as I love Titanfall 2, Call of Duty was really the first-person shooter franchise that I fell in love with at a very young age. I've been playing the franchise for about 14 years now, because I started playing it in 2006 when Call of Duty 3 came out, and I've pretty much bought every single Call of Duty game annually ever since then. And even though I've gotten better at Call of Duty through the years, the biggest difference between how I've gotten better at Call of Duty compared to how I've gotten better at Titanfall 2 is with Call of Duty, I've really only improved simply because of the repetition year in and year out. If you've been a fan of the Call of Duty franchise for a while, and even if you've only been a fan for a few years, you know that the franchise doesn't really change much every single year. It's pretty much the same gameplay style, it's the same control mapping, it's the same thing every year, so there's not really much that's left new to learn when a new game comes out. So someone like me who's been playing Call of Duty for over 10 years now, obviously when the new game comes out every year, I already know what to do. I already know what to expect. There's not much left that's new for me to learn. Compared to Titanfall 2, when I actually started to challenge myself with that game and I actually made an attempt to get better, there was so much more for me to learn. There were so many new ways to play the game that I learned when I actually challenged myself by watching the tutorials and, like I mentioned earlier, doing private matches, learning how to properly use grapple, and challenging myself not only by, with the movement and with the maneuverability in the game, but also by using different Titans like North Star, Ronin, Titans that I never thought I'd use before. Challenging myself with new things that are already available to me in the game to just improve my overall experience. And with Call of Duty, that's something that I just didn't do because, again, I already knew what to expect, the pure repetition. There's not really anything left that's new for me to learn in that game. There's nothing left for me to grasp. There's nothing left for me to expect, and until they actually change the gameplay model, which I don't think they'll ever do, if you've been playing the franchise of Call of Duty for a long time, you're always going to be good at it because you're always going to know what to expect and you're always going to know what to do every single year a new game comes out. Don't get me wrong, while I still have fun with Call of Duty and everything, because I already know what to expect every year, there's nothing left that's new for me to learn. And overall, look, regardless of what game you're playing, whether it's a shooter, whether it's whatever genre, when you actually take the time to learn a game, like I've personally taken the time to learn how to get better at Titanfall 2, the overall experience, the end product, your overall experience after you've taken the time to learn a game is just going to be better. You're going to feel more confident in your skill set. You're going to feel more confident in what you already know what to do because you've taken the time to learn the game, to take advantage of what it offers you. Maybe you've done private matches like I personally did with Titanfall 2, or maybe you've taken the time to actually learn and observe other players when you're losing in lobbies or whatever the case may be. The point is, when you take the time to actually learn a game, instead of just getting mad at it, instead of blaming the game for losing, when you actually take the time to try and understand why you lost, instead of simply getting mad because you lost, I guarantee you, if you really like the game, if you're really passionate about it, and if you really want to enjoy it and get good at it, your experience is going to be improved so much more compared to just rage quitting all the time and compared to just getting angry at the game for you losing. And I know it's tough, and believe me when I say it, man, I'm not trying to make this video because I've already learned and I've already mastered this. No, I still rage quit. I still get pissed off at games. Video games are always going to piss me off. That's just how it is. But the point is, you got to try and make the effort, because when you try and learn the game that you're trying to actually get good at, trust me, the experience is just so much more fun if you're actually dedicated and if you're actually committed to it. But with all that being said, my name's Nico. Thank you so much to everybody for watching this video. If you like what I had to say, if you agree with what I had to say, leave a like. If you didn't, then don't. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notifications bell if you guys actually want to get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. And again, my name's Nico. I will see all of you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed what you just saw, and if you did, again, consider hitting the subscribe button and the post notifications bell. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch at TameNico on both. The links to both of those will be in the description below. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch every Monday and Saturday starting at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope to see all of you there, but now I will see all of you in the next one.